Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this week's Global Balance. Today is the 25th of June, 2020. And the topic for the balance today is destructive habits in our relationships. So just feel that destructive habits could be anything, really. Habitual defense mechanisms, whatever they are, addictions, angry reactions, the list goes on. So just feel it. Feel your responsibility in that. Your own destructive habits and relationships. The card to represent those that need help today is this card over here. Whoops, upside down. Although, just to be clear, it is actually supposed to be upside down. It was drawn upside down today. And it's the card of attachment from the number 4 in the suit of relationships, which is from this deck of cards over here. Okay. So attachment. And of course, in relationships, attachment is important. I mean, you do need to feel attached to whoever you're in a relationship with. But this was drawn upside down. So it's about those negative attachments. And it could be something about our attachment to a particular outcome of a situation. So an attachment to a particular belief, something in that regard. Some attachment that is affecting our relationships. That would develop into a projection, or we project onto other people, some attachment. Okay. And we'll be working in a circle today. This is the circle for immune system, but particularly cellular immunity. Immune system speaks about our natural defenses. So on an esoteric level, it speaks about other defense mechanisms we might have. And cellular immunity, so it's a real deep defense mechanism, protecting our cellular structure, particularly protecting the most vulnerable aspects of ourselves. So it's a normal immune system, except for the opener card and the receptivity card has been added. So something about receiving and something about breaking a family pattern, perhaps. Also, the flow cards are both here. I notice they appear quite often in my balances of late, which makes sense. They add flow. At the bottom here is the blockages that I've written. Let's give it a little bit of a energetic spin. Okay, the actual balance. So, destructive habits in relationships. The blockages that came up, the first one was the word astounded. And it could be that you are astounded with yourself at a reaction in a relationship, or you're astounded by something a partner did, the other person in the relationship in question. Just feel what it means to you, astounded. The next word was persuade, which has an aspect of manipulation, perhaps. I don't know. Perhaps you feel persuaded, or perhaps you've had a need to persuade. Obviously in the context of a relationship, by the way. Whether it be romantic, friends, work, whatever. We have relationships everywhere. The next blockage that came through is strangled, which also has a very specific energy. Feeling strangled, perhaps, or a desire to strangle someone. um, Whatever it is for you. And the last blockage is fear's bondage, which of course reflects the strangled aspect as well. There's definitely an aspect of fear's bondage in strangled. And put them all together. Astounded, persuade, strangled, fear's bondage. Bring them into your body. Feel where that is resonating, that feeling. Identify how that makes you feel. The very first question is from phase one, which is go deeper. And there's a need to take that deeply into your body. And yes, we're working with cellular immunity, so it makes sense. So bring it deeply into your body. Notice what aspect has been affected by these wounds, pain. Understand your responsibility to it. Because you will have a responsibility to it. Notice what perhaps created it, this destructive habit in relationships. And it does feel like we're talking about a defense mechanism here. Something protecting you in some regard. Something established at childhood, perhaps, that no longer serves the adult. Or perhaps you're observing that same inner child dynamic in the other, whoever the other person is in this relationship that we're talking about. And that would explain the next question which comes up, which is connected to understanding. It's reverse polarity. So for a moment, there's a need to stand in the other's shoes and see things from their point of view as to why they're reacting like they are, or perhaps what they might be perceiving about your reaction. Whatever it is, just for a moment, without expectation, step into their shoes and see their worldview directed towards you, what they see in you. Which leads to the next part of the understanding question, which is forgiveness. And there seems to be a need to forgive. Possibly something in the other, but definitely something within yourself. Whether it's forgiving yourself for being afraid, or defending yourself, or whatever it is. Not condoning your own actions, but letting them go so a new choice can be made. And there does seem to be a follow-up question there. lesson to learn, make new choices. Do that now. Make a new choice going forward, forgiving the past and moving forward. Okay. Hope everyone's feeling well. There is a last stage to this question that frequently in these videos we don't get to, and that seems to be love. There's a need for you to express love for yourself and love for the other. But also, it seems there's a need to allow yourself to feel the love of the other. Allow love in. Feel it. Feel how love connects you in your relationships. Slowly return to your field. Get a sense of your body. And that seems to be the balance for today. There is homework, and the homework is perhaps, anyway, the homework is exercise, which is going to have a variety of reactions in itself. You might be someone who exercises all the time. You might be someone who doesn't exercise at all. But there's a need to enliven your body in some regard with some form of exercise, and only you know what suits you best. There's a need to move your body, to exercise those limbs and muscles. Thank you very much. And that is our balance for today. Much love. I'll see you next time.